and it is Friday. How are you doing today? It is a beautiful, wonderful day here in beautiful downtown Paducah, Kentucky. How are you doing today? It is the weekend, and that means it is time yet again for another episode of Muppin Sewing Emporium. I hope you are doing wonderfully well. I'm just going to jump out of the gate here and tell you that we are doing a special this weekend, all weekend long. You can visit shop.muppin.com and use this coupon code for your excellent discount code that'll give you 15% off until Sunday. Not all weekend, or not all week next week, just this weekend until Sunday. So that is, again, shop.muppin.com. How are you doing today? Hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment. Would love to know where you are watching from tonight. I found a pair of older glasses and I was like, ooh, these are cute. I'm going to put these on tonight. So, and it's finally sweater weather here in beautiful downtown Kentucky. Paducah is having the barbecue on the river event, and it is so crowded down here. People have told me that this weekend here in Paducah is very similar to Quilt Week. I believe it. It's packed down here. I tell you, I was lucky enough to go to get barbecue this afternoon for lunch. So I walked over and grabbed myself some lunch and came back. So I've already had the barbacoa. My friends, there are only a couple of copies left in stock right now of Smock It To Me. We have more coming on, I believe, October 1st. So that so what we have, if you've been waiting and you want a coupon code, now is a good time to grab your copy of Smock It To Me. So we got a lot to tell you about what's going on here, and also some other cool stuff going on. Those of you who place orders with me on the regular, there's a new catalog out. So if you place your order, you will get the newest catalog, which has the book on the cover, which is pretty exciting. I like this has been a lot of fun. So today, again, we've been, we got some barbecue, beautiful enough to wear the sweater today. So I did go and grab my sweater. It's finally sweater weather, as they like to say. It's sweater weather. And it is absolutely packed on my street. Nowhere to park. Luckily, I got here earlier this afternoon, and now I don't have to worry about parking because I'm not going anywhere until I'm ready to go home. And one day, very soon, I hope, once all of our construction is done, this will be home, and I don't need to go anywhere after it's all over. I'll just go upstairs. So that's really cool. I finally we went to my dad's, and I got all of my samples out of storage. So I have samples galore of the Tufting template. The Tufting Sampler is finally here because I finally brought it out of the out of storage. So a lot of people have been asking, like, well, I love the tufting idea, but I don't know what to make with it. Can you quilt with it? And the answer, of course, of course, the answer is yes. I'm going to bring up this second camera so you can take a look at this, because I'm quite happy with how this little sampler came out. And I would love for you to be able to do the same thing. If you're out there, you want to say hello, we're happy if you would want to do so. I even quilted this, and I love the quilting on this. I feel like I did a really good job. Mr. Spooky is here. This is Mr. Spooky's new home. He's probably going to live there permanently if I can help it. Yes, please don't look at my nails. They're terrible. We've been moving a lot of boxes. So this is all of that tufting that that uses our templates. And this one is the largest size of the template. And these are the ones with the holes in the center of the tufting template. And so once this is completed, you can see you get this really cool outline effect. The circles give you these sort of round, like almost like little button flowers. And then of course you have the puffy stars. Now this 3 or 6-sided star is a it's called, what do they call it? A friendship or love star in Pennsylvania Dutch communities. And so that's why if you look here at my vintage piece, this is from the early 1900s, you can see that same exact shape, okay, using the tool, same idea, modern use. So this is really cool. This is the vintage piece. These ones are done with our template. And then of course the leaf shapes, those are the almost look like orange peel slices. And so once you have all of these, you go ahead, put them all over your background. What I did is then just created like a little chain stitch to make some stems. And then I did I fused this base on, this vase looking thing, and then quilted it, as my friends like to say online, quilted it to death with the these I don't know what they call them, like clamshells or seashells sort of shape. And so this was all done on my domestic machine. So those of you that are like, oh my gosh, did you long arm that? No, I did not. And yes, I did the flowers first and then came in. And yes, my machine will fit into those little nooks and crannies. And so I was able to go ahead and just do my machine stitching right up next to all of those little flowers. So if you are curious about doing this technique, okay, we have the Tufting Templates, and these are currently in stock. You can get them right now. The link to them is in the comments. And if you are interested in these, you can use this coupon code that's scrolling on by and give this a try. So you can see there the large star shape with the cutouts, and those cutouts those are the ones that create this shape right here. So if you are interested in how this one was done, it was done using those cutouts in the larger star shape. I did not just go and do the whole thing. I just wanted to do the 3 as sort of like an example, and I really, 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 really love this. It came out really, really cute. Also, if you do not yet have our templates and you're thinking, Cheryl, I don't have any of that yarn stuff. I'm a quilter. I hear you. And you would like to try this. We do have a Tufting Starter Kit. And you would need to add this onto your order if you do not have the Tufting Starter Kit. So if you want a starter kit, great. If you have all of this stuff, if you have a hoop and you have some yarn to use, great. If you are not that person and you're like, I don't have that stuff, we got you covered. So again, you can use all of these with tonight's coupon, which I'm really excited about. And that coupon is only through Sunday. This is not going to be all next week and everything like that. And why is that, Cheryl? Well, next week, my friends, I will be in Fredericksburg, Virginia. That's outside of the Washington, D.C. area. Those of you who are familiar with Quantico, that's where Quantico is located. And so I will be in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I'll be teaching at the Original Sewing and Quilt Expo. I do have a couple of openings in my machine classes, especially a beginning quilting class. And I also have, I think I have 2 spaces in that one, and I have 2 spaces in my Light Up E-Textiles class, which I don't normally get a chance to teach as often as I would like. So they are wonderfully having me come out and teach all of that fun, fantastical stuff. So I think it would be lovely to see you there if you are in the area of Fredericksburg, Virginia, or you are one of my Maryland friends. Come on down. Take a look. There's a lot of cosplay stuff going on at that show. I don't know. I'm not doing the runway this time. Someone else has taken that over, and you can join in and have a lot of fun with that. There's also a costume display that should have one of my pieces on display. Well, more than one, like 3 pieces of mine on display. So hopefully, if you do get a chance to come on out to the Original Sewing and Quilt Expo, I would love to see you there. I do have a little heirloom fun thing to show you, which I think is really cool. Now, I see these a lot, and people are like, hey, what is that? And it looks like a little baby barbell. So tell me in the comments if you know what this is. Go ahead and type it on in. It looks like a little tiny baby barbell, right? If you're gonna lift some baby barbell weights. Go ahead and type in the comments what you think it is. I do know what it is, and I will tell you shortly. But what was fun was I was making a purchase of lots of different glass pieces, and the person threw in this little fun thing on in my bag. And they were like, hey, I think you'd like this too. Here you go. So very fun. If you know what it is, go ahead, type it in. Let me know what you think it is. I know what it is, so I'll tell you in a moment. But I actually was like, well, I see these things all the time. So what could I do with it? Because I mean, I will say this: it is it's for your table. Okay, so you would use this on your table. Normally you would use it on your table. So I thought this was really cool. And again, I was buying a collection, and someone threw this in as a bonus. But okay, are you ready? You want to know what it is? It is it's a knife rest. Okay, it's a knife rest. What do you do with a knife rest? Well, okay, so imagine this pen is my my butter knife or my steak knife or whatever. And instead of putting that down onto my fancy tablecloth, you would lean your dirty knife against this knife rest, and therefore would keep your would keep your tablecloth clean, right? So this is a knife rest, and again, you see these all the time. Whenever I would see these as a kid, I was like, what are they? Are they like baby things? Is this like for, like little kids to do weightlifting, But no, it is a knife rest. So since I got this one, I was like, hey, what could I do with that? And I just happened to have my scissors out, and I just leaned my scissors on them, and then the point was not in or on my project. So if you have let's say you have your quilt, right? And you're working on something, like maybe you're doing some of the edging or whatever, and you've got your quilt here, you can set this like that, and then your tips are not going to accidentally pierce or cut your surface of your quilt. So again, what I do is I look for that little spot in the scissor where there's your usually there's a little screw hole there. I take that there and I lean that. There's usually a ridge here for the knife to be up against, and you can just lean that up there, and then they won't slide off. So little idea here for your knife rests. If you don't have any, or you have some and they're in storage, because again, who sets a formal table with knife rests everywhere? I do have one in my kitchen as well. Usually I use it for like leaning up my all my spoons and stuff too, because I hate setting my stuff down on my kitchen table. So I use my little knife rest. Some people have like spoon rests and things like that, but this does a good job too. So again, your little crystal, they can be made of crystal. They can be made, this one's made of pressed glass. And how do I know that? There is a seam in here. It's pretty easy to find once I find it again. There it is. So you can see right there, there's a little seam. And so once I had my the seam, and this one is pressed glass. So they can be pressed glass, they can be crystal, very much like, all the salt cellars and things like that. So again, really cool little idea. Don't forget, if you don't have your skull guitar scissors, you can pick these up in our shop right now and use your coupon. So I just thought this was a really cute idea for using your extras, your things that you have or you want to buy at the antique shop. Well, now you have something else to look for while you're there. You've got your little scissors / knife rest. And I just think that is another cute little tool that you can have. Keeps your scissors from being on the surface of your quilt, but also, like, again, if you're having that issue where it's hard to pick things up, this is really great because it makes it easier to pick it up and also keeps the point, away from your project. Okay, so if you haven't ever seen one before, now it's a knife rest. It's not a little baby barbell. those little babies are not working out. Right? It's like, yeah, we can't even use them for they're like, yeah. Anyway, lots of fun. I was having fun with it. So should you, because if we're not, like, we have these things, right? And why not use it? Okay. So on the cover of the catalog, which if you haven't seen the newest catalog yet, there it is. There's Smock It To Me, the book, and then this piece of smocking. And the piece of smocking, this is a piece that I have been working on. I've been working on it for a while. It is not that I don't want to finish it. It is that I have a million projects going on at once. So if you did not catch this week on Tuesday, we did not do an episode of Heirloom Afternoon, which Heirloom Afternoon typically it runs on Tuesdays at 12 noon. So this past Tuesday, I did not do an episode of Heirloom Afternoon because I was on the Shannon Fabrics Sew Together Tuesday show with my good friend Teresa Coates. And she, if you don't know who Teresa is, she has been driving a branded RV for Shannon Fabrics around the country. And she and her partner, Hawk, are the hosts. They're the hosts of Sew Together Tuesday. And on the show, we got to do some smocking of cuddle fabric. And oh my gosh, it is so pretty. It's so, so pretty. If you haven't gotten a chance to go watch that episode, please do. It is a lot of fun. And oh my gosh, is that plush fabric so much fun to smock. And so it has gotten me back. I mean, not that I ever lose, I don't ever lose the love of smocking, right? I will smock it to me all day long. But because I have so many other cool projects to work on, like all this tufting, and I'm working on a set of patterns. I'm working on new products. I am a workaholic. I mean, not really, but I am. And so I have been working on some other things, which I'm really excited to eventually get out there for you guys. But in the meantime, I'm like, trying to get this smocking, this yellow piece of smocking done. And you're like, what is this yellow piece of smocking, Cheryl? It's about, how big did this start off in life? Oh, it was a width of fabric. So I have the selvage on this end and the selvage on this end. So was started off life, and in 44 inches wide, probably usable fabric. We're talking about 42. And you can see that selvage edge there. And this project, what am I going to do with it? Well, I am working on a smocked tuffet. And this is one of the panels for the smocked tuffet. I am so excited to, like, I'm down to like the last few rows. So I figured we could do a couple of smocking. We can do that if I can keep the thread into the, on the project. So so yeah, the being back together with Teresa is a lot of fun. I do a lot of work with Shannon Fabrics on the cosplay side of things, and of course, I would love to see how some of my other tools work with Shannon cuddle fabric type stuff. So I thought that was really a lot of fun to get together with her and try it on cuddle, minky. I know that's another word for the type of fabric we used. So yes, you can smock, minky, cuddle, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now, it's got me encouraged to go ahead and finish the smocking on this piece. And it's kind of one of those things where you have like, a million irons in the fire. And that's how I certainly feel. I have like so many things going on at once. We are dealing with our architect, who's really awesome. We're dealing with, dad, who, misses us, who wants to see us all the time. We're working on new products. We're trying to figure out when in the heck are we going to open that shop up front. You're in the video studio here with me, which is in the back of the building. The front of the building is where we're hoping to open a shop. And everybody asks me, when is your shop opening? And I don't know, because we have a lot of movable parts. So I'm trying to get some of that nailed down. There's Original Sewing and Quilt Expo next week. And then after Original Sewing and Quilt Expo, I'll be in Indianapolis at the Indianapolis Quilt Guild's show. And so I hope to see some of you there. If you're near Indianapolis, please come on out. That's the second time that this has happened. So I hope to find you there. Also, for my Chicago area friends, I'll be coming back and doing the Prairie Star show. That is going to be in Aurora. So I'll be at that show. And then I'll be vending at the Original Sewing and Quilt Expo in Tennessee. I'm like tired just telling you about all of it. I'm already like, my body is like, ooh, are you really sure you want to do all that? Yes, I am sure. But I cannot wait to see you. It just means that there's a very, very, very busy 3 to 4 weeks coming up. And so, yeah, I'm trying to get ready for all of that. And trying also to, get some of these little projects of mine, started here. Initially, I wasn't sure what color I wanted my tuffet to be, and I ended up settling on this sort of golden yellow. It's not a mustard color. It's really more of a gold yellow. And I should have probably thought of that before moving. But, the die is cast now because I've got like this much of it smocked, and I'm not going to change the color anytime soon because, yeah. And so I'm trying to, get these panels of this tuffet done. And the tuffet that I'm using is from a company called Tuffet Source. So it is a really, they're an awesome company. They make really great and thorough tuffet kits. And so if you're looking for a tuffet kit that has like all the parts, the wooden feet, the button that goes in the middle, all the panels, the information on the panels. They have two different kinds. They have a fusible panel where you fuse the fabric. Excuse me. and then you take the fusible sections and then you fold and sew them. This one is the sew on panels. And so very similarly to the iron on panels, because I don't want to iron down all of this texture that we put in, I am going to be using the sewable panels. And so that just is, helps you find a fabric or a technique or texture like this one that you can use to do your tuffet sections with. And I think they have lots of different panel sizes that you can use, but I'm going to be using a you can go, I think, up to like 16 or 32 panels in your tuffet. I think I'm only doing 8. So I only have to do 8 of these panels. So it's really cool. I think, when it's done, it'll be full of texture. I just wasn't sure at the time if I should pick a color in my house. Do I want to keep the tuffet and keep it for like all time, or do I want to do a tuffet that's just for like the shows, like on the road kind of thing? And I think I decided that I was going to make it for me. I mean, it will go on the road and it'll be on display in our booths and stuff, but I think eventually I want to keep it, because if you're going to do all this work, you're going to end up keeping it, I think. So anyway, so that just is, what I'm doing to for this panel. That's where this panel will go. And it is one of the only things that I had at the time I was doing the cover of the catalog, because all of my quilts and all of my sewing stuff is in storage. So I there it is. There's this panel, the right side of the panel. That's what it looks like when it's done. Now, I always get people asking me like, oh, that little spot there didn't look like it turned out right. Well, first of all, I unfriend you, because if you are like, there's a problem, what happened there? I unfriend you. But you just take your fingers and you roll that little section over, and it'll be just fine. And actually, what I plan to do is to very lightly mist dampen this fabric, and then what you'll do, you would mist it with water and a little bit of spray starch, and then you can come back in with your needle and flip over any of these that need to be flipped over. And that will, once it dries and you sort of block this, then you'll have like all the perfect ones, right? But you kind of have to do that like section by section, and then pin, and it seems like a lot of work, but I want it to look perfect. That's just this is how I am. And can I tell you about this cool sweater? Because I got it at Target. And I'm a sucker for any of these sweaters that have like the smock-like textures. And I also love this sweater because it looks like, it reminds me of the shot cottons, because it's actually knitted in 2 different colors with 2 different colors. So I just wanted to point that out, since I really like this sweater. And it's sweater weather, my friends. Finally. Can I tell you, on Tuesday here in Paducah, we had 101-degree weather. 101. I thought I was gonna die. And it was so hot. And the next day it was 72 or something. It was beautiful outside. And then today was also gorgeous. We had this really nice breeze coming in off the river. And of course, everything downtown here smells like barbecue because the barbecue on the river is going on. And so when you have the nice breezes and everything, I was able to go upstairs to some of the floors that we're not using and open the windows and kind of air everything out, which because of the heat lately, I have not been able to do. And so I was so excited to finally feel that break in the weather. Finally be able to bust out one of these nice sweaters of mine. If you know me, you know I've got like a whole collection of sweaters. And so I'm feeling my pumpkin spice vibes with my pumpkin colored sweater that makes me feel like I am wearing like smocked on my sweater, right? And you can even see like there are books out there on knitting. And I don't knit. I crochet, but I don't knit. I never learned how to knit. But my the crochet stuff that I do, you know, there are books on crochet and on knitting that you can they simulate these smocked textures. And I always thought that would be a lot of fun to try. You know, in my copious amounts of free time. If you're just joining us, we have a wonderful special going on just until Sunday, and it is one of the biggest discounts we've offered in a long time. It's 15% off using the code September or SEPT 2022. It's only until Sunday. You'll get 15% off, and it's a pretty big discount for us. But since I'm going to be on the road for like 4 weeks, I wanted to give you guys first chance to get some of that inventory and fun stuff. So come on by, check out what's going on in the shop. Currently, the smocking book we do have in stock, and the last of that stock, if you've been waiting to get one, now's your chance to get it with a discount. But that stock is scheduled to come back in on the 1st of October. So we've got like a week or so. So if you don't want to wait, now's your chance. Also, next week is the last week for our heirloom smocking. Heirloom Sewing Technique of the Month kit, which is a very special kit because it is with an actual heirloom from my Pincushion Doll collection. And yes, you can use that coupon on the kit. So this is your chance. You'll get a Pincushion Doll just like this one. Not just like this one, but one that's very similar to this one. And you will also get the pattern on how to make her Pincushion Doll skirt as I just knock her over. I'm just bowling her straight over. So you'll get the Pincushion Doll pattern. You'll get the actual vintage Pincushion Doll. These are going to be Pincushion dolls from the early 1900s all the way to 1940. So if this is something you wanted to try, or if you wanted to start a collection, you can start with part of my collection. And so the vintage Pincushion Doll body, the half doll part, and also some extra tools and fun stuff. So we've got that going on. We've got some other cool things that we're working on for upcoming sewing technique of the months. Oop, did the little thing there just catch? It did. Made a little thread booger. So yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff going on, and that's why I feel like I never get back to this smocking project, right? Because it's just like, oh my gosh, I have so many irons in the fire, and then we've got house stuff and building stuff and shop stuff, and Max is doing well, and he's now in the children's orchestra at his school. So we're very proud of him. He plays the violin, and his mom is a former violin player with her school orchestra, and so I think that's really sweet. So we're just so proud of him. So it's really cool. He's a great little kid. He's been playing video games with dad, and no, not with my dad, but with his dad. And fun stuff. Dad's been doing good. He's out there doing cruise nights because he loves those cruise nights in that car. And then for those of you that hadn't heard, my Mustang is for sale. So if you ever wanted a 1973 Mustang Mach 1, now's your chance. It is a one of one. It is the only Mustang like it on the planet. And so I will be selling it because we have nowhere to store it here in Kentucky. And while I love my car, I think I would love for it to live with someone else who will love it. So that is what's going on with the car. What else has been happening? Feels like a million things is going on. Yeah. Oh, we're down here. We got this last little nugget, right? This last little row here to get. And he's almost done. This row, finally. I always tell people that you should, like, when you're sewing, don't sew with like this much thread, okay? What is that? Like not even an inch of thread here. You are so worth the extra, like, piece of thread that, you do not need to sit here and sew down to the very nubby wubby of this. Okay. You do not. It's just frustrating for everyone involved. So do yourself a favor and use more thread. And they're still making thread. They'll still sell you some thread. I don't know if you knew that. So yeah, and then so I'm just working on this little guy. Again, if you're curious, the pattern is in our new book, Smock It To Me, The History and Technique of Canadian Smocking, which you can get at a discount tonight and all weekend long. It's barbecue weekend here in beautiful downtown Paducah. We are celebrating the art of the barbecue, the barbacoa. Everybody is having a good time downtown. Me personally, I'm in here sewing, doing my thing, and I think that's where I'm gonna leave it, you guys. I think you've seen enough. You've had enough of me, I'm sure. If you're interested, this coupon code, 15% off until Sunday. Don't miss out. This is one of the deepest discounts we've done in a long time. This is even a little bit better than our League of Extraordinaries, League of Superstar Sewists. If you're a superstar sewist, you are going to want to join our League of Superstar League of Superstar Sewists. And you can do so by going to this website. And I'm also going to drop this into the comments. All right. So sign up for the email list, and it's going into the comments right now. You know you're gonna want to do it. Sign up for our email. But normally this is a really good discount, our Superstar Sewist discount. But we are to this weekend's super discount that's going by right now. That one is even better. So if you have not yet signed up, you should. Don't miss out on all of our newest products because that is where they're announced. Sign on up for our email list. I would love to have you be part of that. What else? Right. Also, Heirloom Sewing Technique of the Month. You can pick this new box up. It is available right now. Only available until the end of the month, and then they ship out. So these are like pre-orders, my friends. There is the Pincushion Doll, an example of the type of doll you will receive in the box. It will be from my vintage collection of half dolls. Do not miss out. You'll also get a pair of scissors, a pack of needles, and a square of the fusible interfacing you will need for your doll base. It is a really good deal. And also, if you do not have our starter kit, our Heirloom Sewing Starter Kit, that is an option that you can add on to your box, which is a really cool deal. So don't forget to do that as well. Heirloom Sewing Technique of the Month, that is back. We stopped it for a while. Now it's back. I have one more thing to show you, which is really funny. Because this is technically my house, this building, I will eventually live in it, but right now I do not. And I thought I would show you what I'm rocking today. And that is, I have my little ghosty, I have little ghost slippers on today. So, just so that you know, it's all fun and games over here, right? So that's, I'm rocking my little ghost slippers. They were also at Target. They were on sale in the Halloween stuff. So if you get a chance, head on over to that. Or as my husband likes to call it, the $100 store. My friends, it is time for me to go. I hope you have a fantastical weekend. I know I will as well. Don't forget this coupon. This sale is only on until Sunday. Don't miss it. After that, that discount disappears and won't reappear for a long time. So don't forget. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe. And I will see all of you next Tuesday. I will see